Welcome back to Monster Tamer, our 2D Pokemon-like RPG created Phaser 3. In this video, we're going to take a look at a bug tied to our monster data, and once we defeat a monster, we're not able to battle that monster again. If you haven't seen the previous episode, you can find the link in the description. As always, you can grab the project source code up to this point, along with the completed code for this video, from the links in the description. I'll also include any assets you'll need to follow along, so let's get started. Ever run into a monster that's somehow already defeated before the battle even starts? Yeah, that happened in our Monster Tamer series. Let's fix it. So here's the behavior. You enter a battle, you defeat a monster, everything's working fine, but then later, you encounter the same type of monster again, and it shows up with 0 HP, already defeated. This wasn't a battle system bug, it wasn't a data bug, it was something sneaky. We were actually mutating our cached monster data. So to see an example of the bug that we're going to fix, go into our NPC JSON file. Let's go to where we battle our first NPC, and we have our monster ID set to 7. We'll update our next NPC to also have the same monster ID. And now let's go into our monsters JSON file. We're going to be battling our monster ID 7. We're going to update our HP to be 1 so we can easily defeat our monster to show off the example of the bug. In our game, if we navigate to our first NPC, we're going to trigger our battle. So I have our animation set to false. And so now the monster comes out, our HP is very low, based on our data we set in our JSON file. So now it's fight, we'll knock out the enemy, we gain our experience, and now our battle is over. Up to this point, everything is exactly as we expect. However, now if we navigate to our other NPC, let's talk to him, we'll start our battle, our NPC shows up, we bring out our second monster, and right away, we'll see our monster has 0 HP, and it's already fainted. So now this gets our battle into a broken state. So here's what happened. In JavaScript, objects and arrays are passed by reference. That means when you get an object from somewhere, like from Phaser's JSON cache, you don't get a new copy. You get a pointer to that same object in memory. And so here's what's happening in our code. When we first launch our game, we're telling Phaser to load all of our JSON files. Phaser's taking our JSON file and it's loading it into memory. So now Phaser has this array of all of these objects available for us to use. Then in our data utils, anytime we want to start our battle scene, we're doing a lookup for our monster based on its ID. So then we're calling our Phaser cache and we're grabbing our JSON data. When we do that, we're looping through our array to find our monster that has that same ID. And when we do this, Phaser's going to return a pointer to this object that we have in memory. So now in our battle scene, we're referencing this object here. So as we're updating our current HP value, we're actually modifying our data that's stored in our cache. And so how our game should work is our data that we're loading in here, that's all it should be. It should just be data. We should use this to create new objects based on the values in this file. Ideally, what we want is when we talk to our NPC, we know we want to battle a monster with this ID. This data should be used to construct a new object for our monster that has these attributes. So when we start our battle scene a second time, our monster should have the HP that's set in this file. We shouldn't actually be modifying this data at all. And luckily, this is an easy fix. To fix this, we just need to make sure every encounter gets a fresh copy of that monster data. That way changes in one battle don't leak into the next. And so to fix this, let's get rid of our return statement. We're going to store this in a variable. We'll do const monster is equal to data find and then our monster. Now that we have a reference to that data object, we're going to make a copy of it. To make a copy of it, we're just going to do return. We're going to make sure that monster actually exists. And as long as that monster exists, we're going to do json.parse. Then we're going to do json.stringify. We're going to do that on our monster data. Otherwise, we'll return undefined. So now what we're doing here is we're taking our object and we're converting it into a string. Once we do that, our data is no longer a pointer to our original data. It's a new value in memory since we turned it into a string. However, for us to work with our data properly, we need to take that string and convert it back into an object. So by doing json.parse on our string, we now have a brand new object with the same attributes that we had from our data in our cache. By returning that new instance of our object, this will make sure our data doesn't leak between our battles. And so if we want to test our change, let's talk to our NPC. We'll have our Carnodusk, has very low health. We'll knock him out. Let's go to our next NPC. We'll start our battle. Our enemy monster shows up. We'll see we have our health reset to the value it's supposed to be at, and our monster is not fainted. Nice. And so what's really nice about this change is this will also apply to our wild monsters. So now in the wild, anytime you encounter one of our monsters, if you encounter a second type of that monster, their stats will be reset to our data from our JSON file. So to quickly summarize what was happening is we were mutating our cached JSON object. JavaScript passes objects by reference, not by value, and so the fix for this is to make a deep copy of our monster data before we use it in our battle scene. It's simple, but these bugs are super common in JavaScript game development, especially in systems that reuse data. Alright, that's going to wrap up this episode of Monster Tamer. You can find the completed source code for this video in the description below, along with the links to the full series if you need to catch up. If you enjoyed this episode, give it a thumbs up. It really helps others find the series. And if you've been enjoying these phaser tutorials and want to support the channel, I've set up a Ko-fi page. Even a one-time coffee helps me keep making more content like this, and the link's down in the description. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you'll know as soon as the next episode is out. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.